Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Wednesday, February 1st, 2017. Well, folks, the big story of the day is Apple. I'm sure every single person out there has heard about it. Apple soaring on better than expected earnings and revenue numbers. Really, it was all about the iPhone sales. iPhone sales were very strong. They're really not selling, in all fairness, anything else, which I think down the line could be a problem. But right now, investors are euphoric. They're in a good mood. Markets are at all-time highs. Apple has a ton of cash that hopefully Donald Trump allows them to repatriate with only minimal tax on it. All these types of things are driving investors into Apple. Now, the thing on Apple here that we should just pay attention to is you have a little bit of a double top coming up here. I can remove this trend line as it's old. But notice this little pivot point up here. You have a little bit of a double top. I would actually look for the high pivot here on the chart, which is around the 134.5 to 135 level. I think that could be hit sooner than later. So again, just be aware of that. And again, this tells us that there's probably a few more up days on Apple before it stalls out. And again, I would give you a target of 135 to be safe as a shortable level on Apple. I think that's what I'm going to harken in on and liken to my personal short level. Okay, so again, keep an eye on that. We'll see how that trades here. But I think the bigger story here, and this is just something that's kind of bugging me, if you look at Apple, right, Apple is a huge component of the NASDAQ 100. I think it's close to 20% of the NASDAQ 100, right? So why is the NASDAQ 100 or the NASDAQ up only less than 1% today? I don't get that. And plus, Facebook's up today going into earnings as well. So what on earth is this telling us? So are you telling me that, every other stock out there is essentially down or slightly down or decently down that's compensating that much? Because if you have, let's say Apple's 15% even, which is the low end of what it is on the NASDAQ 100. And that's so 15% of a whole is up 7%. I mean, that's a huge weighting there. And then if you look at Facebook, another monstrous company, up 2.3%. Let's say this totals, 23, 25%. So 25% is averaged at, 6% up today, 5% up. So then what the heck is the other 75% doing? And what is that telling us? I mean, that concerns me greatly. And I think it should concern each and every one of you guys. And by the way, look at Facebook here, into earnings today after the bell, trading at 133.50. This is actually a big level of resistance. Now, I like it as a pullback candidate, but what bothers me is that it went up into this pivot high and then pulled back, and now it's retesting. So honestly, it's a little bit on the murkier side in regards to, what ultimately could happen. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what happens. I still favor the downside. I actually have a little position short myself from right up here that I'm going to hold into earnings and after earnings because I don't believe that the growth is going to be what everyone wants. Now, is the market euphoria going to still allow it to go up a little bit? Maybe, but I don't think essentially up $3 today. I don't think that there's too much upside on Facebook after today. So we'll see again what happens. But, again, it just strikes me. If you go to the QQQ, guys, I mean, the Qs today up less than, look at this, up less, basically 0.75% or 0.8% today, which isn't, listen, that's not a bad move, but when you show me Apple up 7% on the day, this thing should be roaring. I mean, we should see up 1.5% on this. It should be up double what it is right now. And the other thing, too, is Apple's still a component of the SPY. In fact, let's bring up the SPY here on the daily chart. There we go. And the SPY is only up 17 cents. Now, what's going on here? Why is Apple's great results not having a bigger impact on the overall market? All right, and again, I'm posing this question to everyone, but I do think it's a question that we should pose and be aware of, and kind of makes me a little cautious, frankly. It does make me a little cautious, because something's off here. And I don't know if we'll see that in the market tomorrow with a fall or what, but something is definitely off, and that does concern me. All right, and by the way, so today Facebook reports, tomorrow Amazon reports. Amazon's up actually 1% as well. So again, just doesn't make sense to me why the QQQ with such big components is not performing better today. But it is what it is, and ultimately it's our job to trade it, and that's what we're doing here at InTheMoneyStocks.com and profiting from it. So again, be ready, be on point, and again, come join us at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Take the 7-day free trial. Take care.